Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Warhammer 3 here today on the channel. We have episode 3 of my Kislev Tzarina Katarin Let's Play. Here today, we're going to be still continuing our war with the Horsemen clan. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. Okay, we want to make our way past these couple of armies in my territory, because we want to eventually siege and capture Praag. I also want to send my secondary army eastward into the Duckleys Forest, because there's still some chaos incursions there. But looks like Throt is pushing quite close to my allied territory there, so we're going to have to watch out for them. They're getting quite close to us. We should be able just to auto-resolve this one once we add the banner on it. It's a decisive victory. We managed to really whittle down and weaken these two armies when we played the battle in the last episode. So now we should be able to here today, if we're successful, destroy the Horsemen clan 23 turns in, which is fantastic. Tech-wise as well, growth is probably not too bad as well. If I'm looking at it, leadership for Zargard, no. Oh, we still haven't unlocked that recruitment. We haven't needed it. We've just been buffing and getting the growth rates up, buffing our Kossar units. We could eventually get it, I guess. We'll upgrade the tannery, I guess, at one point. We're going to mark it in. So far, we can upgrade Kislev, but we're doing all right. Alright, so they've made they've recruited another army in Praag, which will complicate things. But check this out. Throt the Unclean has sent 2 full stacks on the border of our province there. A Pyrrhic victory. We can't even take it, but we will need to build some siege equipment. So let's build a battering ram. Yeah, and then I guess we'll just build the one battering ram. I was like, oh, we could. I don't know if we're going to be able to wait 2 turns, to be honest, because I kind of want to take Praag. I always tend to go say Prague because it's so close. Right, so we've got currently 2 full armies in operation. Here is my construction portfolio, I guess, for the Eastern Oblast and Kislev. And I think we're going to make some plays into the forest here. We made peace with the Norskans here. We've got the Brotherhood of the Bear that we've got some really good alliances with. We might actually be able to make a confederation with them at some point. But we'll deal with this Chaos faction that we're at war with as we end the turn and continue. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so it's just a Tome of Fate's Wake. So that means it's giving us a bit of a warning for the rifts that are going to open up. That can happen anywhere between turn 30 or lower, about 35, I believe. I don't know what kicks off the rifts, if it's based on the human player's strength power, or maybe the provinces. I don't know exactly, but it happens roughly around about this time, so we will have to be careful, because we do have to send Tzarina Katarin through the rift to go for the first Chaos Realm. I haven't decided what one to exactly go for. A close victory, which is interesting. Alright, look, you know what, we're going to have to play this one. I don't trust the auto-resolve. Close victory. I'd much rather play it. We've also got to put the final nail into the Horsemen clan coffin as well, I think. They've annoyed me for far too long. The Ice Court never forgives and forgets, I guess. Alright, so we just need to see which is the best way to attack. Let's start the deployment. But attacking the city of Praag, I always need to say Prague. It's very, very close, I guess. But this must be the biggest enemy city that we've, well, attacked, I guess. I think this is the best way to attack, because we want to be able to use our Kossars to our best of our ability to arc their shots up and over the Great Wall of Prague. And we want to be able to use our infantry as well. So we've got a battering ram, but we also have ladders equipped to our units that we can push on up. But here is Tzarina Katarin on her bear, her war bear, her polar bear for all intensive purposes. My god, polar bears are scary as shit. Here is the battering ram as well for Kislev. Big Kislev on the front, got some furs and some shields on the back. That's quite cool. Look at the enormity of this city. But yeah, polar bears scare the hell out of me. Aren't they the only bear that, like, actively hunts humans? There's that crazy video of that guy in the glass cage And the polar bear's just trying to eat him. They've just dropped him in there. Big old polar bear comes a running and chomping. Like, they cannibalize them, their other polar bears, and young, I guess. This big scary things. Like, we got sharks here in Australia, but you North Americans, and I guess technically more Canada, but like far North Alaska, polar bears, you guys have are scary as hell, along with grizzly bears. So hopefully we can get a bunch of bears in this build. Alright, so, oh my god, we're just getting absolutely shredded here. We're getting a bit of a taste of our own medicine. The Kislev towers here are very quite strong. We've also got arrow fire here as well. These poor armoured Kislev units are getting smashed. We're going to have to trade with some bombard spells. We were going to be able to use Tzarina Katarin a little bit more aggressive. I feel more confident when she's on a bear mount now to be able to chuck her into the fray. We do have to be a little bit careful. She can go into combat, but I think she's more of a caster in my opinion. She's nowhere near as pronounced in combat as Miao Ying. Particularly, she doesn't have a dragon form, obviously, Katarin. Which helps Miao Ying out a lot. Alright, so we're moving our melee infantry. Well, the thing is most of Kislev's units are hybrid units. The ram's now broken as we've made our way in. So, like, do you see these like 5 units at the front of my army? I tend to use them and call them my melee infantry, because that's why I tend to use them as a functional role. So we'll get them to charge on in, get into melee combat, and try and soften up the enemy Ropsmen. But it's taken us 20 or so turns to get rid of them. You've really got to focus on the Ropsmen in your campaign, while being incredibly careful with Norskin and Chaos incursions. So in today's episode, once we get rid of the Rotsman, we've basically can go anywhere we want. I'm thinking of pushing into the Duckley Forest here. I do have an army heading that way. It might get intercepted, you never know. Because there's always a random chance that Chaos units can spawn in our own territory. But I think pushing that way, getting close to the Brotherhood of the Bear, we might even redeclare war upon those Norskins who we beat them so hard in that war that they sued for peace, which is good. We might look to go for a confederation as well, but I've just got to make and calculate, is it going to be overly beneficial for us, or are we going to overextend our position? Because as you expand, particularly north and northeast, you can overextend and get way too close to major factions like Throth and the Demon Prince, and maybe some other Chaos factions like Scrag, sort of that western, more west than north, but he's sort of nearby as well, which you've got to be careful of, because we're getting to the stage in the campaign where we're going to have our first access to the rifts, which we have to send Tzarina Katarin, and sometimes she can go into the rifts and be stuck there for 8 or so turns depending, like a minimum. So we're going to have a strong and stable Kislev state in her absence. But we are struggling to break through here, and we're taking some high casualties, but it's not too surprising, as this is a defensive siege for the enemy. You tend to lose more on the offensive. Lost about 600 there. This could be our biggest loss of the series, like the casualty rate. This is going to be quite high. This is the enemy towers as well. We are arcing our shots okay, but there's just so much towers and architecture in the way. Like the wall is like, it's just, a lot of us is clipping. And as we're fighting our own fellow men of Kislev, we're just trading as well. Yeah, so what I found comparing my Cathay and now Kislev campaign, like, I was actually doing quite well against other Cathay factions. This time around, you got to be careful when you fight Ropsmen or any Kislev faction that has the same units as you, because they're super strong. I've actually had an easier time against Norscan and Chaos units rather than Kislev itself. Because look at this, we're probably going to lose all those units, which is super annoying. It's not too detrimental because they do cost quite a bit. But they are just struggling to advance, progress, and break on through. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful here with Katarin. She should be okay, but against this Boya, she might not be. It's going to be a close one. She's going to be okay with the War Bear, but is she going to be able to take out a level 1 general? And there's a couple other units nearby. It's actually 2. Ooh, we might actually have to move her out. I'll chuck a debuff there. Oh, because we can't afford to lose her anytime soon. There we go. Move out of the way. We got the general there. She's getting clipped by arrow towers now, big time. Ah! We got to get her out. Move and weave, boys. Move and weave. Oh my god, she's like one shot. Ah! Oh, we got her out. We got rid of the general and we won. Whew. That was a close one. She's gotten to an absolute slither of health. A close victory. That was nearly Pyrrhic. Maybe I should have auto-resolved it in hindsight. Because the auto-resolve factors in a lot of things, but it doesn't factor in arrow tower capacity. Because we were meant to lose like a couple units, I think. Mostly Kossars. Oh wow, no, we definitely should have auto-resolved. Oh my god. We lost those Ice Guard. That's annoying. But, hey. It's not too bad because we're going to be able to get more Kossar units in, which are a lot cheaper. But we've taken Praag and we've taken the Cursed City. And the Horsemen clan is destroyed. Perfect. Super happy about that. We'll break that down and we'll try and rebuild Praag to be another economical and growth powerhouse and financial. And then towards the end, once it grows to about a tier 4, 3, 5 settlement, get some military on in. But the Horsemen clan has been destroyed and we've carved out a nice little Kislev empire here, which is awesome. Okay, so I've moved westward now. My ally is currently under threat by Throt. There is another army back at the Hell Pit. I'm gonna get Katarin to move westward. I don't know what Throt's trait is, but it's not like the traits aren't usually that bad, so it'll be worth getting. We're currently drawing with Kastalton there for the fight for the motherland. We're currently upgrading Praag. Kislev is doing okay as well. We're going to get some more furs, which will increase our trading capacity. We're going to make a play into the Duckly Forest as well, against some various Chaos forces. We're already at war with Throt, so we're not actually we've been at war with him since turn 1. You are always at the start of a campaign. So we'll move on in. Will they stand and fight? No. Typical Skaven, of course, making them run and chase them down. Running away with their tails between their legs. But maybe it's because of the help of the garrison as well. We're just out of movement range, which is annoying. Yeah. So I want to try and get a battle with Throt, I guess. I think we're better off trying to secure the Hell Pit before we venture into the Chaos realm. Ooh, here we go. The Demon Prince is pushing further south. Hopefully focus on Kastalton. Or maybe even Nordland, if I'm lucky. Chaos Incursion Prague, that's annoying, so we're going to have to double back and deal with that. And it looks like, now that we've taken Prague, Clan Mulder has moved an army there. Oh, and they've actually retreated back to the Hell Pit. Cowards, okay. Well, I guess we'll deal with this Chaos Incursion now. That's unfortunate. I thought there was a play there somehow. But unfortunately, they've now fled back to the settlement. Yeah, fighting those two armies in a settlement is not going to be... It's not going to go very well for us. We might have to play this one, though, in Pletsk. Just Norskins inside. Chaos Rebel Uprising. I wonder if they're just randomly generated that they've come up, or maybe they've been there the whole time. Anyway, let's deal with them. Let's get rid of this Chaos Corruption. Should be a good one. Nothing too crazy, mostly just Marauder spam. Well, to be fair, we're bringing Kossar spam. Alright, so let's get Stepin Nemstev. I can say his name. We currently got 2 full armies in operation. This one and Katarin. And we'll try and make our way on in. Okay, so... where's the best place for my archers to get maximum advantage? I think it's actually pushing from this side, potentially. Yeah, I imagine it would be. So what I'll do is I'll get 2 units at least to essentially go on melee attack and to act as just a blocking unit to protect the reinforcements. Hopefully, because obviously we're attacking them, we should be able to whittle them down before we need to march on in. But even that they're on melee attack and they're going to be essentially the infantry force, they're going to be able to get some shots off themselves at the front there. So what we want to try and do is just try and whittle down as many of the marauders inside, and we'll march our way on. And this should be a lot easier than some of the other battles we've had to play against various Kislev factions, because the marauders aren't too heavily armored. They do have a shielding block, but they don't have too much armor and health underneath those shields. And if they do charge out, we should be able to wipe them quite easily. Alright, let's speed things up. Nothing too tactically crazy as we just try and dump our arrow ammunition pouches, I guess. There we go. They're building a tower here. They've only got a level 1 Chaos Champion there. Nothing too crazy. My boy, I should be able to beat him. Okay, we actually technically outnumber them by about 500, which is interesting. We're sitting about a 70-75% balance in our favor. Okay, we might have to advance here, as they're not coming up. They're looking to. Those hounds are getting mighty close. But that's what I want. I want them to funnel at me one at a time through this choke point if we can. There we go. Look, we've just absolutely rip-roared through those poor puppies. Alright, let's speed things up. I was going to say those units pushing forward, that attack might look a little bit more pronounced. But no. Okay, so now they've got an arrow tower in, that's going to complicate things. I could push up and destroy it with one volley. We do have the, what is it? It's this one here. Yeah, optical amulet, which gives us a damage infliction buff. Or protection, rather. Okay, so our archers at the front are tanking quite a bit, but that's okay. These guys only cost 120 gold per turn, so they are more than definitely expendable. Just trying to take them out one by one. Got to be cool, calm and calculated. We don't want to be pushing too far forward. I'm not even giving out some attack orders. Some of them are just getting their shots off when they come on in. We might need to now. But they are there. I was going to say they got the zzz sleep icon coming up, but they seem to be reactivating incredibly quickly when they're in range. So it is working. We do have plenty of time on our side as well. Alright, unfortunately lost 2 units there, but that's okay. Yeah, maybe sitting a little bit far back was the play. Alright, let's advance. Because it's getting to the point where time is on our side, but I don't want to be too relaxed. There we go. Getting them a little bit closer makes them a little bit more active. Yeah, damage, resistance. We even got some leadership buffs there as well that we can use with our Patriarch. We haven't got one of those in Katarin's army, but I do want to at some point. I do want to get a bunch of agents in. I like to try and get 3-4, but it's just quite costly to bring them in. You can get them through confederations and events quite easily, agents, but they just cost a bit of an investment. Like, you really have to grow up your settlement to have access to the buildings. Just a fine line between money and economical management, and then better quality buildings. Okay, we're playing them here. Managed to knock out a couple hundred. Could be better. Now that we're advancing, we seem to be a lot more deadly. Okay. I have no stress that we're going to win this one. It's just only a matter of time. They're getting a little bit too close for my liking there, so we'll drop the leadership on. Right, there's a couple of units that can't actually make that front line, which is annoying. We'll use that damage resistance, but it might be a bit of a waste to some extent. We're not even getting hit that hard anyway now. Like, we lost those 2 units, but now no one else is really taking on too much damage. Alright, it's time just to give out some attack orders. Get everyone to focus on one unit and try and completely wipe and capitulate it. Because we're getting to the point now, we're coming to the last half an hour of the battle, even though it's on 3 times speed. Alright, be careful for a flank here. Because these units here look likely with those axe infantry. A couple volleys should be able to do them in. It's just not enough spacing for the units here. Because I do play on Ultra, which I prefer to play. It's just too narrow to effectively get everyone in. Okay, I just don't want to get surrounded. Okay, that's a bit better. Only 600 remaining enemy units left. Yeah, most of their infantry's now gone. It's just the general there that's really holding out. The clustering on the left-hand side more, so let's form up over there. They do have some other arrow towers further back, which are clipping me, getting some losses, but it's nothing too crazy. We shouldn't be overly too concerned, I think. And then once we take this settlement, we've got a decision to make. Do we betray the Brotherhood of the Bear, or try and get a confederation with them at some point? They've only got 1 settlement, compared to the Enclave that have 4. And then we've maybe got to weigh up whether or not re-declaring war upon the Bjorning Norskins in the north again, which are quite strong. We did have to fight hard for that peace, Because in a straight all-out war, just because we're at war with so many factions, I don't know if we would win against them. They have 5 territories, but maybe now we're in a bit more of a stronger position. It's just like I don't want to bite off too more than what I can chew, because we've got to deal with Throt, we've got to deal with other potential legendary lords that can come into Kislev, and we've got to deal with the Rift event soon. So basically that eastern border with Katarin is probably gonna go once we send it to the realm. Alright, let's send my general interface theirs. I'll send my patriarch as well. And now that the 2 lords are clustering in some units and the general, my archers should be able to pick apart that cluster with ease if we're lucky. Oh my god, he's at half strength. Oh, I thought he'd be a little bit more effective. He's wavering, thankfully, but in a 1v1 he actually probably would have lost that. Steppin', you fool. Victory, though. We'll take the dub, though. Alright, Pyrrhic victory. A little bit more costly than what I would have thought. Maybe I'm underestimating the amount of Tempest and Ice magic we're using with Katarin. And our Witch, essentially. 666. Another high costly one. But to be fair, we were slightly... we weren't at full strength completely, because we did take some chaos attrition coming in here. Let's build an Orthodox church here as well, to get that devotion flowing on through. One motherland. Ah. Plus 40. Oh, we might be able to get a confederation with them. Turn 30 now. Yeah, and we can. Well, let's do that instead of the Brotherhood of the Bear. Let's get a confederation with them then. Dude, we're going to be hemorrhaging so much cash. Because getting their army and their resources might actually be worth it. Okay. So they've got Erengrad. And a couple of others. So now we have to actively protect from attacks from the Hell Pit. Alright, so we're still continuing eastward. Katarin's at Praag. We've got an army here. Oh, maybe she got... Oh, that's annoying. I thought they had a full stack somewhere. You'd think they would. No, they've only got this guy here. They do have a bunch of Frost Maidens. Ice. Unfortunate. Are they both Ice? Ugh. I would have preferred Tempest, but I guess we're going to have to try and make do. There's some various agents here. We might... double failure. Unbelievable. Not the best. Well, that's not too bad from that confederation. We do have to pay for their upkeep, which is quite a bit, but 2 free Ice Maidens, I guess, isn't overly too bad. So we're going to have some pretty bad relations with the other Kislev factions now due to that confederation, but... Oh, we might be able to get a bunch of stuff soon. She's only got 1 province, what? Construction-wise, we're going to have to make things a little bit better in Erengrad. Northern Oblast. That's not too bad. Could be slightly better. Like, we probably don't need that. We're better off getting another shrine. That one's not too bad, though. Could be worse. We're pretty far on. I was going to say, we're pretty far ahead. We're only a little bit ahead. I thought we were more ahead beforehand. That's alright. I think we move Katarin north, like to about here. Yeah, I don't know where Throt is. Maybe there was a battle and I didn't say in the fog of war, because Throt ain't there. And I'm pretty sure the faction they just confederated with, they had a full stack somewhere. Maybe go further up then. We might be able to press this advantage. Because those armies look quite weak. There's 2 near the Hell Pit. The Hell Pit's got a crazy garrison, I'd imagine. What should I do with you? Should I redeclare war? Because I want to try and take the entire province. Like, let's have a look. So I don't want to declare war upon you, because we've done a lot of good stuff. So are you at war? You are at war with them. Well, how much will you give me? Well, if I'm already going to war with them, 300's going to just sweeten the deal, I guess. Like, we should be able to, like, carve this out and then make peace with them. Because I don't know if I want to push too far over this mountain range, to be honest. Oh, wow. Valiant defeat. I guess we'll encircle, and we'll try and get them to attack me. That might push my advantage. And I kind of want Throt to attack me as well. Nope, the Legion of Chaos with the Demon Prince. They've done that a couple times. They're just going back and forth between the Bay of Blades. We got a trade agreement there. It's because we got those furs on in. No, they didn't attack me. Now, it looks like they're just going to turtle up and want them to fight us at the Hell Pit, which is rather annoying. Let's go with another shrine. Yeah, because we're taking more territory than Kostaltin. We're going to be able to eventually easily win the devotion game, let's say. Because he's sort of capped there. He hasn't... Well, we're going to try and confederate with either confederate or destroy every other Kislev faction. I think he's probably only got 4. We've probably got 8 now. Tech-wise, Ice Court, Witch Lord, Ice Witch Lords, I think we'll go with. Alright, so they have sent up an army, which is annoying. We could get more Frost Maidens, but we haven't really got the money, to be honest, to train them up, because it does take quite a bit now. Yeah, Throt's still hanging around here. 31 turns into the campaign. I'm just trying to show presence with Katarin. Now we're just wasting money. Those assassinations didn't work. I might actually move the Patriarch into the army. I don't really need an additional 2 lords. Like Ice Mages. Maybe getting Arcane Conduit will be worth it, but apart from that, I guess we'll try and use them. I kind of wish you could respec them away from Ice to Tempest. Because it's going to get to a stage where they're just not worth it for me. Anyway, let's fight this one. Hopefully we can take a little bit less casualties. But this settlement doesn't seem to be as big as in Pletsk or whatever, Petsk or whatever it was. So we'll move you up here. And we actually might be able to get some better quality and cleaner shots, to be honest. Nice pink Slanesh looking sky, I guess. But we just got to see how they react. Because they've already brought up some reinforcements quite quickly. Man, the AI is quick on the reprisal front. Alright, let's just try and whittle them down. We'll speed things up. Oh my god, we've just like decimated those marauders there. And the barricade behind them. Perfect. They do have some ice trolls there, which you have to keep an eye on. So that's why I put 2 units in melee that can switch back to an attack if need be. Alright. Did I say frost trolls? I can say ice trolls. Technically, Norscan ice trolls. Okay. So, they're not as numerous as the last... I was going to say Norse. It was the Chaos Army. But technically they had a lot of Norscan units in this one. The other one. So we might be a bit better on the casualty inflicted and sustained front. They don't seem to have too many arrow towers either. We've got a lot more spearmen, which is good for me. The marauders can tank a lot more than those spearmen. Oh, here we go. Those ice trolls are getting quite close to me. Hit them before they come in. Oh, we kind of want to cut them out, but like bring them closer. There we go. Oh, there's some really good volleys there. Particularly when they show their back to us. Piercing through the front of their hide can be more difficult. Hitting them from the back and rear could be better. Right, let's move you guys up slightly. Because they're just sitting a little bit further back, which is annoying. And we're going to get some clean shots. So maybe something like this. Because sometimes even though if you cluster them all in, like, up and on top of each other, their firing patterns, like, aren't the best. Those trolls are coming in. Okay, this isn't too bad. So we're going to sacrifice these units at the front. But this is what we kind of want. We kind of want to funnel them in so we can rain terror upon... That's what I'm talking about. Because getting rid of those ice trolls is the main problem. Because if those continuously charge and progress through, like drop the leadership just to make them last a little bit longer. That Patriarch's actually worth having. There we go. Oh, this is exactly what we want. We've somehow flipped the script from an offensive seat to a defensive one. Now, there we go. Perfect. We've capitulated them. Well, that worked. We lost a couple of units, yeah, but we managed to get them charge us and funnel them into a crazy hellhole and a decisive victory. Awesome. Another victory for the Ice Corps. I don't think we've lost a battle yet. We're doing really quite well. Alright, let's occupy. That might change once the rifts start opening. We don't have enough for a Orthodox shrine just yet, but that's no matter. And there's only one more there in the Duckley's Forest, and then we've got the Brotherhood of the Bear, which we might confederate with in the end. But now we've sort of angered the Norskins, they might actually push on through that mountain pass. Well, unfortunately it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 3 of my Total Warhammer 3 Kislev the Ice Court Tsar Katarin of Kislev campaign. Thank you very much for watching. We've taken some territory here and there. We managed to defeat completely the Rotsman clan, one of our arch rivals apart from Kastalton. I wanted to try and get a battle against Throt today, but he kept on running away. So we'll stay over there in the east. We'll try and get an attack, or maybe against the Demon Prince or some other forces. We'll continue with our secondary army into the forest to try and get that province under our control. But then we've pretty much nearly secured a lot of Kislev. We might get to the stage where it's still, we have to hold those provinces for 10 turns before we can get access to the Boris mission, don't we? And also, we've got the rifts opening up soon as well. So we might be able to completely get Kislev fully under our control. We might even be able to... it's still a while off before we can confederate with Kastalton, but we're definitely making that progress and headway, because like south is pretty much secure, depending on if the Empire fall or like the vampires or the ogres take territory from them. We might be able to like snatch them up. Like in my Cathay campaign, like the Zinch just absolutely raised and destroyed so much ogre territory. So with Miao Ying, I was able just to gobble up and claim it. I'm kind of hoping a little bit that we can get the trade from the Empire, but at least half the Empire kind of falls to either Vampiric or ogre corruption. We might be able to take some territory there, because if not, I don't really want to push eastward too far, because there's greenskins and dwarves doing their thing. North just gets worse towards various chaos gods, so I don't want to push too far of the northern mountain range there. And we've also got the Demon Prince to the northwest. But it also depends about Marienburg as well, and Nordland to the west, depending if they hold. But we're getting into a strong and decent position. We've nearly rebuilt the Kislev Empire, which is rather exciting. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. I'm going to play the outro now. Stay tuned for episode 4 coming out soon, because we've either got battles with Throt, maybe even some other legendary lords, or the Rift stuff's going to be happening soon within the next 5 or so turns. So we might be dealing with the start of that, or dealing with it at the end of, in the next episode, which will be exciting. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. Let me know what realm you'd like me to go into. I'm thinking either maybe Slaanesh or Khorne. I think Slaanesh is probably one of the easier ones to do, just without army build. But anyway, thanks guys. I'm going to play the outro now. Take care. Unfortunately, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description below if you want to stay connected with me. I also want to say thank you to this month's patrons and channel members: Victor K, Sebastian C, Jordan K, Caesar L, Brian S, Tao, Lion B, Kyle P, Tom C, and White P. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.